Okay, we're going to look at lesson 2, solve and write addition equations. So in this one, we're actually going to use the subtraction property of equality. This is a vocabulary word. So you're going to subtract the same number from each side of the equation. And remember, if you don't know the vocabulary words, if you go to the first page of your notes, your vocabulary words will be right there. And today's we have equation and subtraction property of equality. So an equation is a mathematical sentence showing that two expressions are equal. And the subtraction property of equality, if you subtract the same number from each side of the equation, the two sides remain equal. So that's what we're doing today. Now, and I'm showing you this by putting the equal sign on either side. It doesn't matter where it is, it means the same thing. So that x needs to be by itself. So we're going to take this number and move it over to this side. To do that, we have to use the subtraction property of equality. So instead of adding 5, we're going to subtract 5. When we subtract 5, this goes away. We have to do the same thing on this side. So 6 minus 5 is 1. So x equals 1. And yes, you do have to show what you're doing to each side and tell me what the letter equals. This next one, right over here, you can also do it with decimals. The y needs to stay here. This guy needs to go over there. To do that, I have to subtract it because the opposite of adding is subtracting. So we're going to subtract 3.5 and it goes to be 0 there. And on this side, we're going to do minus 3.5. When we are subtracting or adding decimals, we need to line up our decimals. So 5 minus 0 is 5. 7 minus 5 is 2. We drop the decimal down. And 12 minus 3 is 9. So y equals 9.25. Now, if you're wondering if you got the answer right or not, you can always check it. So you can always add 3.5 back into this and see if you get 12.75. Okay, right now the problems are easy enough that you should probably see on most of them right off the bat. You should know what answer goes there. But they won't always remain this easy, and that's why you need to know how to show your work now. So C is going to stay by itself. That means 3 needs to be kicked to this side. The opposite of adding 3 is subtracting 3. So 3 minus 3 is 0. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. So C equals 6 minus 3 is 3. And then we have this one. X is right here, so we're going to keep X on this side. But there's a 2. This 2 needs to go over here. The opposite of adding 2 is subtracting 2. So 2 minus 2 is 0. And now we're going to do the same thing over here. 9 minus 2 is 7. So 7 equals x. Now as you're writing them, you can go either way with it. This could still be an x equals 7. Over here, this could be 3 equals c. They do mean the same thing. So things that you need to do. You need to make sure you're showing me what you're doing on each side of the equation. And then telling me the letter equals what number. You have to do all of that in order to receive full points.